once again. It is the Edited for Content podcast. I am your host, Earl, and it is season 2. It is the first episode of season 2. I'm going to call it the transition episode because, let's be honest, I didn't do anything at the end of season 1, and I feel as though I've left you hanging out there, wondering if there was going to be a comeback, wondering what was going to happen next, and here we are. That's right, the first episode of season 2. Season 2 is going to be so much better than season 1, I promise you. Starting with the fact that, well, it's just going to be a lot more fun. The topics are going to be better. And I found out something about myself. I found out that getting guests is so hard. It's so difficult to make sure that you have somebody to talk to every week. So I got to thinking, what is an easy way for me to fix this problem? And then, as if a lightning bolt hit me right square in the center of my ass, I came up with, I'll get a co-host. That's easy enough. I'll find somebody who, A, wants to fight with me, B, is a Gemini, and C, I've known for the better part of my life. Enter Carrie, who is going to be my co-host for season 2. Hi, Carrie.
Hi. It's me.
It's you, Carrie. Oh, it's going to be great. Quick background for those wonderful listeners who are like, what happened? I've known Carrie for about 27 years.
27.
She's 27. I know, right? Like, we were young once. I don't know if anybody wants
babies.
Children.
In vitro.
Yeah, practically.
In utero.
Yeah, practically. It seems that long ago, right? I mean, it really does. It's been a long time. But we, for like all these years, no matter what, we've always been friends, and you've listened to the show, and it just kind of came together the way it was supposed to. And I'm really excited about it. And I'm really excited that we're just going to, do the topic thing and have at it. And we're going to talk about, news articles and topics. And every once in a while, we're still, just for those loyal fans who are like, wait a minute, there's no guest. There will still be guests from time to time. I'm not taking that out of the equation. It's just that, people are busy with COVID and their lives and everything, that it's tough. It's tough to get schedules together, and it's tough to get guests that will commit. And this is just going to be so much better. And to be honest, to add a woman's opinion to some of the topics is probably not a bad thing.
Not a bad thing at all.
No. So I brought the most...
You do have some great insights. For a man, you do have some great insights, but it is a little one-sided.
It's a lot one-sided. No, you're absolutely right. And and one thing about you, and people will learn this over the course of the show, is that you're a very strong pillar for the female voice, and it's exciting, and I'm really excited to have you. And like I said, it's just it's cool to hang out with a friend once a week and say, God, did you hear this? Did you see this? Can you believe this happened? And for me, I'll be like, yeah.
Oh, wait, we swear.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Of course, the rules. There aren't any.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I checked the little.
I don't have a filter.
No. And and the topics we're going to have is not going to be a filter type topic and everything. But no, there's no filters. You don't have to be edited. I checked the little box that lets them know that there's explicit content, and we don't do video because I have a face for radio. So we'll keep this on a audio basis. So there's no threats there.
Okay.
First of all, before we get started on our topic for this week, our inaugural episode, how was your week? Did you have a good week last week?
It was crazy. A little stressful. That's done, but this week's much better.
Good. I'm over COVID.
Me too.
I'm over it. I'm just over it.
COVID has fucked things up so much.
Oh my God. I can't. I'm over it. Let's move on. Mm-hmm. Get your shot. Go about your life.
Get the jab. It's not that bad.
Step up. Just fucking get the shot.
Yeah.
Oh Christ. I think we just lost like 80%. There goes 80% of our listeners. Right. Yeah. For the 20% that did get their shot that's still listening, thanks for sticking around. Thank
Thank you for
you.
doing this wonderful thing. We appreciate you.
Right. Yeah. Any listeners at this point will take. This week's topic, first of all, is just the timing of when we're starting this. But second of all, for those who listen to the show, they know that I am married. You are a single woman out there. And
Very single.
And very single. And believe it or
Very
not,
single.
around the corner is Valentine's Day. So we are going to talk Valentines. We are going to talk about great love stories in the news. We're going to talk about wonderful presents that have been given and received. And we're going to talk about, in your particular case, dating and wonderful things of that nature. And it is going to be the Valentine episode. I kind of like that we're starting with a holiday episode, because if this works out and neither one of us gets, sick of the other one, then we can end with like the Christmas episode and it'll just kind of come full circle and it'll be a wonderful thing.
Dude, it's been 27 years. If we're not sick of each other by now, we ain't gonna get sick of each other.
That is a good point. But, at the end of the day, when you actually are forced to talk to somebody once a week about stuff, and you're like, at some point, you're going to be like, okay, look, I like you. We're fine. We're cool. I can't talk to you. Like, and I'm sure at some point we're going to hit a topic that's going to piss you off at something I'm going to say that's.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. And then, we'll have to take 2 weeks off and I'll have to say, hey, listeners, sorry, we had to take a break, but Carrie's really pissed. So Valentine's Day. Yes. Valentine's Day is coming up. The date of.
Have you thought of any gift ideas?
Oh God. So yeah. Of course, and so this is actually going to come out before Valentine's Day. It's funny because I really don't know, like, Valentine's Day to me is, and I don't know if I'm the only one or what, but do you really need a designated day of the year to tell somebody, hey, you're important? like it's almost like we came up with this to be like, one day out of the year, you're going to have to pay attention. Like, that's it. Right?
No, it's a made-up holiday. I think it's stupid. It shouldn't exist. Plus, it puts pressure on single people. If you don't have somebody, dun dun dun, you are alone and you are miserable because nobody loves you.
Okay, question. Which is worse, Valentine's Day or New Year's? For single people? Because to me, there's a lot of pressure about New Year's.
There is. But I don't know. See, New Year's, you could drink yourself stupid in celebration of the New Year. Valentine's Day, you get the chocolate for yourself.
Okay. So, I hear what you're saying.
But they're both, as far as misery, they're both about the same.
They're pretty miserable.
Mm-hmm.
See, for me, I think, like, when I was single, I don't know, man. I always felt more heat about New Year's. It was like you're starting the year out alone again, and it was kind of a reset. Valentine's Day, which comes right after New Year's, is kind of that second wave of, oh yeah, by the way, that whole New Year's thing. Well, here we are again.
But New Year's, you can just go to bed early. When you're single, you just go to bed, you wake up, it's the new year, and you sleep right through it. Valentine's Day is all fucking day long of just candy and love and flowers, and it's in your face longer.
It is in your face longer. It's dangling in your face way too long. It's past its time.
New Year's Eve is, the nighttime, the party, the woo.
And I think as we get older, I think that New Year's, it's, while it used to go till midnight, now it's over by like 9 p.m. And it's like, oh, well, then I survived. Not a big deal. Yeah. No, I get that. I can respect that. I think the first thing we're going to do before we tell our horrible stories and before we share stories of gifts and stupidity, I think we're going to do some love in the news.
Newsflash.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking.
This is it.
On board, we have a 45-year-old male, chief complaint, chest pain.
News articles. Love in the news. Did you have some? Tell me you have some. Tell me you have an article. Tell me you didn't. Tell me the dog didn't eat your homework, because I know you don't have dogs. Carrying the load. Oh. All right. No. Carrying the load on the first episode. That's fine.
Okay.
I got your back.
Bad dating stories.
Yeah, that's the next part. That's you. So I have some articles here. I'm going to read them, and I'm going to love your response to them because they are fabulous. I did my homework. I knew what the assignment was, and I did it. So from the BBC, we're going to go BBC News first. BBC. This article was on November 8th of last year.
Okay.
And we'll start with the title, and we'll see how you do from there. And I have to apologize to anybody from foreign lands because I screw stuff up on a regular because, well, I'm me. But here we go. You're going to like this. Romance fraud. I wish I hadn't given 300,000 euro to a man I met online.
No.
In May 2019, and names have been changed to protect the innocent, of course. In May 2019, Sophia started speaking to Aaron on a dating site. She was looking to settle down and marry. Aaron said he was too. They talked more and more, and things started moving really quickly. Sophia didn't expect to find that later down the line, she would be left with no partner and 300,000 euro in debt after giving cash to the man she'd met. And I'm going to say met. Let's just be honest here. So apparently this lady literally took out, quote, I took out thousands in loans and my entire savings, which equals to around 50 to 60,000 euro. Then I borrowed lots of money from family and friends, and in total sent this man over 300,000 in euro. Now, apparently what he had done was he had got her to call her bank and share an account. He had forged housing documents like they were getting a mortgage. And finally, he ghosted her and she went to his place of work. Now, you're going to love this. Apparently, he had told her that he worked at Barclays. And when she went there, and the guy said, there's nobody of that name that works here. And this guy said to her, quote, it was actually the guy who works at this is in the thing, it says, it was actually the guy who worked at Barclays who said, you need to put the phone down and call the police right away.
Yeah. I'm glad somebody pulled her. She wasn't getting it on her own.
So when I pulled this article, I had every one of these articles, I have questions. First of all, I'd like to talk about the family and friends. Not one of them pulled the trigger and said, oh, sweetheart, no. She never met this guy. Never.
She was totally catfished by him.
Oh.
Big time. Oh, in one sense, my heart goes out to her because she had to be in such a place of desperation to reach that point. But on the other hand, fucking girl, wake up. There's so many red flags, you can't ignore them. I mean, come on, sweetheart. You gotta get a grip.
So,
did she get her money back?
Okay, yes, it does. And actually, okay, so it goes on. There's kind of an upside and a downside to this. So 2 years, and this actually happened in 99, I guess, or 2019. Yeah, 2019. So 2 years later, she says that she feels much better about the position she's in. A financial ombudsman ruled in her favor, which means under this contingent reimbursement model, she's a victim. And I guess there's some sort of banking system that'll give her money back or portions of her money back or whatever the case may be. I mean, the stuff you borrowed from friends and family, let's be honest, that's gone. But the banking stuff, it looks like it's covered. As a result of the case going to the ombudsman and clarity emerging about the advanced nature of the scam, we fully accept the recommendation to ensure the members fully reimbursed along with compensatory interest and apologize if we haven't in any part listened to distress. So, I mean, it sounds like in the grand scheme of things, financially, she's going to be okay. Now, the article does go into her emotional trauma. Okay.
Yeah.
So she had to take a week off of emergency leave because, she was just flabbergasted. Her debts are paid. All of her loans are paid. Her family and friends are paid back at goods. But at the same time, she's still single. So what next?
That's probably a good thing. Well, I think next she needs to, one, stay off the dating sites. I mean, if she hasn't been burned by this and learned her lesson, I think from now on, she needs to have friends, some good friends, maybe the ones that gave her the money to hook her up with somebody that they know.
Mhm.
Say, sweetie, if you want to date, we have this great guy. Here he is. Put together a match. Done. Dating sites? No. She's not a dating site person.
No. And I have close friends that wouldn't give me a $20 bill.
Mm-hmm.
Not even knowing somebody face to face, giving them $300K. I don't even know how that works. Like, like, hey, I'm a little short this month. I don't know. So when I read this article, I was like, well, there's a love story, and that definitely tells a story.
And I don't know if we can plug this or not. I mean, you could bleep it out later if this isn't allowed, but the Netflix documentary, The Tinder Swindler, that's what it reminds me of.
Oh, yes. I haven't seen that.
Oh my God. You got to see it.
The Tindlers?
This one dude, Tinder Swindler. Tinder Swindler.
Yeah, that's easy to say.
The shit he got away with is mind-blowing.
But since you brought up Netflix, let's go to the next article because you're going to love it. So this is from NBC Connecticut, and this was published today, as a matter of fact, on their online.
Okay.
Yeah, I like to get it, fresh and steamy, and this is going to cover both of those. Ooh. Love and logins. Who gets custody of passwords in a breakup? When love goes wrong, exactly what in today's etiquette on maintaining joint access to streaming and other online services? So apparently this, and I'm only going to say this because it's online and I'll say her name, but it's Emily Taffel. She didn't want to pull the password plug when she divorced her husband, and she didn't want to cut off the boyfriend who followed after the husband. Now remarried with 4 stepchildren, she continues as a model of civility when it comes to exes and logins. The 41-year-old and her first husband didn't have kids, much money, nothing. What they did have were subscriptions to Netflix and Hulu. Quote, "We each paid for one of them and share. That was literally our divorce agreement. And it was written right in there. We're still doing it." When boyfriend Sam came along, but the romance ended 3 years later, they maintained close ties and joint custody of additional services, sharing logins and the cost to this day among themselves and the ex-husband. "I know it's crazy," she said. "The ex-boyfriend and the ex-husband aren't friends, but through me, everybody is very amicable." Nearly 8 in 10 Americans who are in a relationship share passwords across nearly every digital platform, ranging from social media to email and cell phone to mobile wallets, etc., etc. Now, I'm going to tell you something. So I brought this article up to Marie before this podcast when I told her we were doing this, and my wife, and I'm sorry, I'm going to get a little choked up here. She's very concerned that if I were to die because the iTunes account is in my name, that after the 2 days of mourning, she won't be able to watch Fred Claus. She won't have access to the movies. So this is a very real thing, apparently.
That is very real.
Oh, sorry. I had a little bit of a...
I thought I had it bad being single.
Well, it was very...
like real trauma.
It's, you know what? It's a real thing. And I felt very touched that my wife was very concerned on my death that she wasn't going to get access to hit programming. I was concerned about that.
Yeah.
2 days
so maybe in the will, you just write down your passwords. Give that to her.
Well, and it's funny because these are things that I guess I've never thought of as being a thing. And then I read this article and I'm like, wow, this is actually, we've become such a cyber society that this is a thing. This is something in our culture. Would you share your password? And I guess, okay, let me ask you this. You're dating, you're in a relationship, things are going good. Is the equivalent of giving somebody your apartment key now the sharing of your Netflix password? You know what I mean? Like, is that like a committal stage?
That's romance.
I'm being serious.
I gave a coworker my password to Netflix or Hulu or well, no, it wasn't Hulu. I think it was Netflix. Or no, Disney. There was something she wanted to watch. I'm like, here, just log in. I even made her a little profile and everything. And I was like, here, watch it whenever you want. But I work with her and I love her and she's a good person. And, if I was breaking up with somebody, I'd be like, no, this is mine. I'm on my independent train. I want my own password, my own account. When I break up with you, that's it. You're done. You're out. No more password.
So
Cutthroat. It's mine. I pay the bill. It's mine.
So that's a great point. And I think that, and I'm not speaking for everybody, but I'll speak for myself. In a breakup situation, I think that you have to do that. And I think you have to do it for a lot of reasons. But when I read this article about this, I got to thinking about, do I really want to log in and see that my ex has been watching, The Notebook and, my best friend's wedding and whatever? Or is it better just, you cut those ties, sever, right. And go on.
Cut the cord. You're done.
Cut the cord.
You are no longer a living human being. You are unalive to me. You don't exist. This is my password.
My password. I remember when asking for your key back was a big thing. Like if you asked for the key back, that was a thing. And then there was a tense moment because if they didn't get the key back, now you're changing locks. Like one of the two things is happening. For this, I just think it's the new age, the new digital age of the key. I think it is. Like it's like, this is the access I'm giving you. And I think it makes a statement. I think it's, if you are in a relationship and you say, let's share a streaming service, that's the new, that's the new key. I mean, and then I guess, now that, this brings up a great question though. So you're dating.
It hurts, doesn't it?
It does. I think I strained something. Do you
watch smoke?
Does that smoke mean you've just elected yourself Pope? What's more important? Now I'm kind of confused on the stages of dating because like the first date, kissing, like maybe a light kiss on the cheek, third date, sex. So which date is password for streaming? Like that's a question. Is it date 10, date 15? I don't know. This is way past me.
I would say probably for me, the first time he spent the night at my house and left his underwear on the floor. 3 months after that date, he gets the password.
All right. So now we know. We know. So it's 3 months after the first night, not necessarily the first night slept together, but the first night slept together with underwear on the floor. Because that's the kicker.
Like all night. Yeah. Not just the booty call that goes home, but spends the night, wakes up, makes coffee in the morning. You get the coochie and the coffee. 3 months later, you get the password.
The coochie and the coffee.
Yeah.
That's a committal relationship right there. Well, and then we know that 3 months later, you're going to get the password. So this next article, I have one more. We're going to do one more. I'm expecting to get at least one or two comments from this wonderful group of people who listen. While I like the essence of the article, I'm going to blast it.
Oh, fun. Goody.
So I like the essence of the article. There's a deep story in there. I have a lot of problems with it, and we're just gonna have it. First of all, I got to give credit where credit's due. This is actually from Oprah Daily, which, side note, I didn't know that Oprah had such a thing. And this is an article that was on April 28th of last year, actually, by a Melissa Goldberg. And the title of the article is 18 True Romantic Stories That Are More Heartwarming Than Any Rom-Com. Warning, you will need tissues and maybe chocolate. Now, I'm not going to go through all 18 of them,
Okay.
but there was one, there's one I've got to do just because I'm such an asshole. And it's the story of...
Which is why you've been in my life 27 years.
Exactly. Yeah, it's why I've been in your life for 27 years, because I'm such an asshole. So this is the story of KT Robbins and Jeannie Pearson. Okay. And the story is actually literally like a small paragraph, but I'm really going to play the picture up a little bit because I want to give this story its true justice. Okay.
Okay.
And I'm going to start with this, like Sophia from Golden Girls. Okay. Picture it. France, 1944. It's wartime, no bueno. A 24-year-old KT Robbins apparently met 18-year-old Jeannie at the time, Gania, and I'm sure I'm fucking that up, while he was stationed in France. And over the next 3 months, they fell in love. I know, right? But their courtship came to a crashing halt when Robbins was transferred to a fight on the Eastern Front during World War II. After the war, Robbins went back to Memphis, Tennessee, and got married to another woman. And back in France, Jeannie also moved on with her life because she got married and she's now Pearson. Mm-hmm. Stay with me. Now, keep in mind, they're 6 years apart. He's 6 years older. Mm-hmm. Fast forward to 2019. Robbins returned to France for the 75th anniversary of D-Day. Mm-hmm. And while there, he's interviewed by...
Are you tearing up?
No, I am not. I'm chuckling.
Okay.
And trust me.
I heard it still.
Yeah, it's coming. So while he was there for this 75th anniversary, he was being interviewed by journalists from a television station in France about World War II. The reporters actually helped him track down Pearson.
Oh.
And I'm going to read this exactly as it's written.
Okay.
The reporters helped Robinson track down Pearson, and the two long-lost lovers, both 92, reunited in the French nursing home where Pearson lives. Quote, "I always loved you," Robbins told her as they embraced. "You never got out of my heart." After spending a couple hours together, the two had said goodbye, but vowed they would meet again soon. Now, you're 92 years old, and this guy just said, "Hey, that's fun. Let's do it again sometime."
Right. Yeah.
Nope.
No.
So I want to know how they time traveled. I want to know about the time travel, because he was 6 years older and now they're the same age. He time traveled.
Somebody lied about the math.
No, I think
somebody lied.
No.
She lied about her age.
Yeah, that's a first. But usually they don't go older. I think he is Captain America. I think that he was the one that was frozen in a machine and they thawed him out and now they're the same age.
That's it. You cracked it. That's exactly how it happened.
So I'm reading this article and I'm like,
shit. Maybe they got a TARDIS and went back. He's the doctor. He's the doctor.
He is one of the Doctor Who's. That's it.
He's one of the doctors. Yeah. All you need is a TARDIS.
Well, yeah. Yeah. No, apparently you need a TARDIS and a really good writer. So of course, I love this story. It's got a heartfelt message. There's a lot of heartfelt in it, but the age thing got me. And then at the very end where they're like, "Hey, this was great. Let's do it again sometime." And I'm thinking at 92
Check
years
you later, babe.
Well, that was the thing. I'm like, players still got to play, because even if she's 92, say she's 92 and he's actually 98 and he's actually going to give her the line like, "Hey, you know what? I had a really great time. Maybe I can call you. Maybe we can do this." No.
Gonna hook up later.
Right. Yeah. Like, you want to share an early bird later, whatever the case may be. But then he goes back to America. Well, he's in America. She's in France. And he comes back once every 75 years. I don't think that's going to be happening. It's cute. And
Not without a harness.
well, and it's a cute story. There's a lot of romance to it. I did. But as I was reading it, I was like, I just thought the two things I thought about was one, somebody can't do math, and two, that it doesn't matter what age you are, player's going to play. Like, he was overseas, he was in a foreign country, he got a hookup, he's going back home. I get it. This is actually a really good article. I mean, a lot of it has to do with couples that, for whatever reason, be it race or something like the war or whatever, had years of separation and then years later came back together. And it's actually a really good article. And I know that I kind of bashed on that one a little bit, but the math really bothered me. As you should. Well,
it was bad.
It was, the math got me. I'm like,
yeah.
How can they both be 92? It's like that weird math question where it's like, Stacy's sister is 3 years younger than her and her brother is 4 years older than her. How old is Stacy? And no, everybody's the same age.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think so. Anyways, that is the news.
Newsflash.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking.
This is it.
On board, we have a 45-year-old male, chief complaint, chest pain.
I'm not going to be responsible for the news all the time. I just like to openly say that. So you need to get off your ass.
I'll do the assignment.
You knew the assignment. You just chose. You're like, I'm new. Yeah. Nobody's buying that, sister, at this age.
A little buffer.
Yeah. No. It's Daisy Fresh. No, not at this age. Sorry. Nice try. Try again. Negative. That's a negative. Negative. Okay, so that was the news, and now the fame stories. I'm going to start this because I'm going to tell you the dumbest thing I've ever done. Because I think that it's important. Yes. I think it's important to represent.
Tell me the dumbest thing.
Okay.
The dumbest shit you've ever pulled.
So I had to think about this, and there were so many horrible things I've done that just stupid Valentine's love things that I've done. I had to dig deep. So I had to think of something that was truly worthy. I was in Montana at the time, and I was living with a guy who had a girlfriend who was living in Helena, and we were in Kalispell, and I think I know this guy. Yes, yeah, you do.
Okay.
Yeah, yes, you do. We do not speak his name. I am not giving him any more glory.
Nope.
I've shared enough with him. Oh, anyways, so he was dating this person who lived in Helena, and we went there one time, and she had this friend, and while her friend was nice to me, I may have misinterpreted the level of niceness. Okay. So I was at the Kalispell Mall, and there was this little shop that sold these glass blown trinkets and shit. And there was this and I think it was like a carousel looking thing. And I bought it and literally drove that night from Kalispell to Helena to give it to her.
Oh.
Now, never went on a date, had no direct relation with her. This is pre-cell phone for you texters out there. And I drove and I gave it to her, but I gave it to her in this heartfelt thing. And it was just this really awkward moment where she's like, yeah, I don't know what this is I don't know what you're doing here. So I left, and as I was driving back, in the time I was driving back, apparently she had told her friend had told my friend over the phone. And by the time I got, he's like, yeah, she don't like she don't like you. She was nice to you. She was nice to you because, yeah. So I gave a Valentine's gift to somebody who wasn't even a Valentine.
Oh,
yeah, it was bad.
It was the drive that got me.
Well, it's the drive, but it's also the embarrassment and the stupidity of it was pretty dumb. That was dumb.
Wasn't stupid. It wasn't dumb. You were young then.
Oh, well,
You were
yeah.
young,
Well,
hopeful.
if we're going to erase everything I've done when I'm young, that's going to be fabulous. But no, it was still stupid. It was pretty dumb. It was a dumb thing to do. It was, God, it was so bad. Bad. Terrible.
Yeah.
So, yes. So that's one of the things that I did that was a horrible gesture, which brings us to gifts that are just vastly inappropriate for Valentine's Day.
Inappropriate.
And
Yes.
and we're starting with you. Inappropriate. What are gifts that are just vastly inappropriate for Valentine's Day?
I heard a story today, and a friend of mine was talking about a gift that her friend had received in front of a group of women. Boyfriend walks in, gives her this gift, and it was in a nice little box and just around a bunch of people. And she opened it up, and it was a lovely bouquet of flavored condoms.
Flavored condoms.
How? Yeah. Okay. So guys out there listening, never get your woman or man or partner, non-binary, whatever, if they have one of those, do not ever get flavored condoms for a holiday. Maybe a random Thursday, sure, it's great, but not on a holiday.
So
that's the equivalent of getting a vacuum for a woman for Christmas.
Wow. So first of all, the irony of that statement is too much for me, that we're going to compare a bouquet of flavored condoms to a vacuum. Like there's a cross thing.
Suck.
They both, there's sucking involved in both these situations. So we talked a little bit before we started the show about this, and I've been thinking about it, and I really wanted to bring it up on the show, and I'm glad that you did, because this opens up the discussion about gifts that are self-serving. And I think that and I can't even understand what goes through his mind where he's going is like, okay, Valentine's Day is coming. This is somebody I love and cherish. I need to give them a gift that shows them how much I love them.
Or how horny I am.
Well, okay, so that's the thing though. To me, a box of regular condoms says horny. About a bouquet of flavored condoms says this isn't going to do anything with you. As far as I know, the vagina has no taste buds that I'm aware of. I mean, maybe, I don't know. You tell me, you own it. I mean, is there a flavor sensor? No, nothing going on. Okay.
I wished.
Well,
God, how cool would that be?
Well, I'll tell you what. I got to be honest that if that had taste buds, given the locale, there would be some days when things would just taste like shit. And I'm thinking it's not a good idea. That's like, I think I tasted that.
Thinking about the things that go up in there.
Yeah. No. You don't want. Yeah. No taste buds. We're going to pass on the taste buds. But the flavored condoms are, I want you to do something. I want you to do a job. I want you to have a flavor. And I've never had a flavored condom, but I'm going to assume it's not a Dove bar.
Right.
I'm going to guess that its flavor is it's not creme brulee. It's not cheesecake.
Sucking on a rubber band that dipped in honey.
Oh, I see. Wow. You even gave it honey credit. I was thinking like the worst Laffy Taffy ever made. Oh, this is supposed to be strawberry? Are you sure?
Or like edible panties. Have you ever tasted edible panties?
No. Okay. No.
Because those things are nasty taste.
I've always had a question about edible panties. It is my understanding that basically they dissolve.
Yeah.
Okay. Aren't they going to dissolve before you ever get there?
Not.
Well, I know, but I mean,
not that fast. It doesn't dissolve that fast. I mean, you have to kind of chew at them. But I don't know. You know what? It's been so long since I've experienced.
Well,
my memory may be drawing a blank.
It's not. Yeah, but I think that we can. I think that the thing is that edible garments, and I'm not even going to say garments, edible anything that is sexual in nature, I think is a self-serving item. It's like lingerie.
Right. Who's in lingerie for?
Thank you. I have yet to see, when a man gives a woman lingerie for Valentine's Day, it's a self-serving purpose. Because 99% of it ain't comfortable, and it's a visual stimulant for the person giving the gift. Gifts are designed to be pleasurable for the person receiving the gift, not giving
Right.
the gift, right?
Yes. And I'll tell you one thing. I was given lingerie before, I've been around the block a couple times.
Twice.
I get this
Twice.
gift of
Not more than twice.
I got a gift of lingerie once, and I'll tell you exactly what happened. I opened the box. It's this little tiny itty bitty lacy thing that I knew was going to climb up my ass before I even put it on. I smiled. I said, "Oh, thanks, babe. That's great. Yeah, lovely." As soon as I turned my fucking back, my eyes rolled back so far I checked out my own ass.
It's splitting me in two, but I'm going to wear this to make you happy. That goes back to my whole self-serving thing.
Yep.
I
It was
mean,
not appreciated.
it's all this self-serving. I'm going to, spur you with all this.
Mm-hmm.
But it's
I'm
very
gonna give you this so that I can get that later.
right. Exactly. No, absolutely. But it's very one-sided. Valentine's Day is very one-sided. It's a very male-dominated day.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, in many ways, it really is. And it's
Designed to get men laid.
Valentine's Day dates.
Oh, Lord. Ah. Oh, shit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay. I've got two that pop out that were just my two worst dates ever. First one, I was young. Okay. But it still haunts me. A friend of mine set me up with this dude. This before, any real dating sites, before cell phones, before that. I was living in Great Falls, if that tells you how far back it was. And
So you had to
she
be.
hooks me up with this
So you had to be like, yeah, you were 20,
about
maybe
24. I was about
24. Yeah.
So she sets me up with this guy, and we make arrangements over the phone that he's going to come and pick me up at my place, and we're going to go out to dinner. So he shows up to my place probably half an hour early, and I wasn't ready, and I didn't know it. It's like, this blind date showing up at my door.
Right.
Whatever. But I wasn't ready yet. So I invited him in. I went back in the bedroom, said, I'll be right with you, scampered back and started doing my thing. And I heard water running in the kitchen. I figured he's just getting a drink. So I went out to the kitchen to get him a glass, drink out of. Fucking dude.
Oh, I like how this starts. Fucking dude. Go ahead.
He was washing his hair in my kitchen sink.
Really?
He had just gotten off of work, and rather than going home and getting dressed and showering, he came over and he had his head dipped in my kitchen sink, washing his hair. He had one of my bathroom towels right on the kitchen counter. And I didn't know what to say. I said, can I get you anything? Can I help with something? Can I get you a towel? It's like, no, I already got towels right here. It's like, and so I told him I wasn't feeling well and asked him to leave, and that was it.
So was he using dish soap, or was he just?
You know what? I don't even know. I don't even know. I went into a state of shock.
So
Bad date. Didn't even happen.
I can't. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was last of the memories.
Okay, that was
My
one.
latest-
What's the second
that
one?
was another one I had was just recently. It was, I don't know, last summer maybe. Oh wait, is this supposed to be Valentine themed? No, this is just a date.
No, it's just a date.
Okay, so I meet this guy on Tinder, and we decide to go out and get dinner. And there was this great little place, because of COVID, they had outdoor seating,
Right.
so we could be masked and we could sit far enough away, and which I thought was great because I'm a single woman. This is the first date. I don't know the dude. I don't want to get cozy. I'm good with 6 feet distance.
You don't want to get
Just
cozy,
stay the
but you
fuck
found
over
him on Tinder. I just want to make sure I'm clear that it's a
Yes.
first date, but you're keeping your
Yes.
distance with a guy you met on Tinder. Okay,
Tinder.
go ahead.
Yeah. So we're sitting at this restaurant 6 feet apart. It was great. Okay. For me, dating during COVID, perfect. Stay the fuck over there. Don't touch me. Don't spit on me. No exchange of bodily fluids. You just stay the hell over there and do your thing, and I'll do mine, and we'll get to know each other.
Right.
Anyway, so I picked this restaurant outside, and we're sitting there having a nice time, chatting it up. We're getting along great. He's really good looking, and he was talking about some issues that he had where he used to live previously in the city, in the ghetto he's in. And our food came, and he didn't eat. He wasn't eating anything. And I thought that was kind of weird. And he said, well, he had been attacked and beaten and had some facial injuries, and that he'd lost some of his teeth.
Oh my God.
And I thought, well, thank goodness you're still alive. And he said, I have to warn you, I do have dentures now. I said, it doesn't matter. I mean, as long as you're safe and you're healthy and you're okay. So you got some teeth knocked out. He said he was going to get them fixed. It's not a big deal. My God, dude, that was a horrible beating. Fucking A. Did I tell you this story?
I'm loving this. So is this the point where he takes the mask down?
Oh, no. He had taken his mask off because we were sitting at the table.
Okay.
Great teeth, and his dentures looked really nice. They were great. Yeah, his dentures were fine. Then he pulls out a little napkin and sets it next to his plate, takes his motherfucking teeth out of his mouth and sets them on the napkin right next to his plate. And he said, I don't like to eat with my teeth in because they hurt.
No.
Okay, so go back. This is in the middle of summer, okay? Outside seating at a restaurant in the middle of summer. Place is fucking packed. Every table has somebody sitting there. I had people staring at our table at this dude's teeth. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. I'm not proud of this. I'm not proud. This is not my proudest moment. I did finish the date. Finished dinner, went okay, and
you ghosted his ass like Casper.
I was fucking Casper. I ghosted him, and I'm going to hell.
Oh,
I don't even know if there is a hell, but if there is, I'm on the express line to hell.
Ghosted his ass.
Him. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, so
he took his teeth out at the table.
In your defense, I'm going to call it justifiable based
what do you
on.
Say to that? Sorry, I don't want to date you because you took your fucking teeth out at the table. I mean.
So the best part about that, wait. The best part about that is there isn't a person on this planet who, if you said, so how come your last relationship didn't work out? And you said he took his teeth out to eat and placed them on the table at a restaurant. There isn't a person on this planet that's going to be like, no, I get it. Yeah, we're cool. Yep. Okay. I understand.
Yeah. He sent me a message probably 2 or 3 days later. He said, can you at least tell me what I did wrong? And I couldn't do it.
No,
I couldn't.
Yeah, no.
I couldn't respond. I'm like, if you don't know, I can't tell you, honey. I'm sorry.
Well, and any of his boys should literally be like, okay, tell me how the dinner went. What happened? And the second he said, and then I took my teeth out, I put it, hold up. You took your what?
Hold on.
You did your what? Yeah.
Well, I put it on a napkin.
Yeah, no, that's a no. That's a no. That's a no. That's a no. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, so
and now my luck, he's going to hear this and he's going to be like, that's why the bitch didn't call me back.
Well, we didn't say your name, sir, and just take this. This is a PCA. For those of you men out there dating with your dentures, let's take a moment and talk about etiquette when it comes to eating in public places. First of all, removing your teeth and placing on a napkin is not an acceptable format for eating. I don't care how bad they hurt inside your skull. Keep the teeth inside at all times. This is a PSA message. Thank you for listening. Yeah, don't do that. I mean, that's, now I got to sit here and think what is worse, because I will tell you that I did have a date billions of years ago where she went third knuckle at the table, pulled it out, looked at whatever remnants was left on the end of her finger, wiped it on the napkin on her lap. And I always thought to myself, we're at a restaurant. Like you just did that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's not okay.
That's not okay. But I have to, but here's the thing, which is actually worse? Because I'm thinking third knuckle versus teeth. I'm going to go with teeth because the teeth is a longer, like the nose thing is like an in and out thing. I mean, and that's the other thing. Women are very impressive to me because they're not really coal miners as much as guys. Guys will go up there, they'll stay, they'll do some shift work, come out,
right.
You guys are in and out. Yeah, you guys are in and out. But I'm going to still go with the teeth over that. Like,
I'm going to go with teeth.
Yeah. Wow.
Because everybody was watching and, dinner is what, half an hour, 45 minutes long ish.
Well, and that's the thing.
And the entire restaurant. The servers were coming out.
Well, and that's the thing. when the server comes out and says, you know, do you want dessert? No.
No. Nope.
I want out of here now.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. That is.
I actually made eye contact with the waitress, and she looked at me and I looked at her, and she knew we were on a first date because it was pretty obvious, you know. Hey, tell me about you. Oh, tell me about you.
So
she knew it was a first date, and the look on my face was apparently horrified enough that she got us through there pretty quick.
So I have to. So there's wow, God, there's so many things. Actually, my mind is racing. COVID dating.
Start with one at a time.
Right. The COVID dating thing is cool because you can wear a mask and you can really hide some facial expressions. I'm kind of down with that process. Waiter or waitress picking up on the first date thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's fascinating to me because you can tell, and you can also tell if they're on your side or not. Because when I was dating, I will tell you that there were times where I would go out and it was more the waiters versus the waitresses that like, hey, I'm going to bring you guys a dessert, like free desserts, things, you know what I mean? Like free extra drinks or something. Like they were, you know, playing the odds. So I do find that fascinating. Carrie, I have to tell you that I really can't thank you enough for joining the show, for being a part of the conversation, for enlightening me to all the things that, I probably just don't know. I think I look forward very much to deep-seated conversations, probably some more important issues that we will talk about.
Oh, we'll get into it. Yeah.
Oh, for sure. I am Earl. This is Carrie, and you've been listening to the Edited for Content podcast. If you like this show, please download it, follow it, share it with your friends, pick it up on any of your listening stations. Thanks for stopping by, guys.